Hello guys, welcome back to another YouTube video here today. And today we are going over my update on my Cryo Harlowe build. I posted this build a little while ago and we changes to it for the takedown to make it feel a little bit more sustainable. And on top of that, we need some new guns to use. So overall for mobbing, we have changed some guns that we're only using the linebacker for crystals. Okay, so for the guns, for bossing, we're using the Swan Song. The Swan Song is really good. You're going to want one Torg and Jacobs. Now, for the raid boss that flies around, and I would recommend maybe not Jacobs one for the guy that on top that flies, because maybe you're gonna blow yourself up a lot. But Jacobs is really good here though, because the ricochet will do the splash damage on him. So yeah, Jacobs and Torg is definitely the best role for it. In certain situations, maybe without Jacobs will be like a better, so you're not blowing yourself up constantly. And then we're using the complex root for bossing. This is just really good. Root's very strong. You're going to want Jacobs and shotgun mode. This is good. And then for mobbing, we're using the lockjaw. This has Jacobs and Ripper and Cryo. And it's nice for mobbing. Really good gun. And then we're using the brick house and Cryo and Jacobs. Now you could also swap out for the stray and Cryo if you got a stray and Cryo. Or you can use the cyclone also for mobbing. Works really well. Overall, the options for mobbing. And then we're using the Mega Spasmic Replicator, Fire Rate, and Enrage. You're mostly looking for Enrage or actually Fire Rate on your rocket, so you could actually use a Shiny Warpaint if you'd like. And then we're using the Bismuth Tip Dagger. So when you're attached the knife to an enemy, you get 50% more cryo damage for each dagger attached. And then we're using a enhancement, gun torque license parts, gain 25% more damage and 100% more damage radius. This one has gun fire rate, pistol fire rate, and shotgun splash radius. For the linebacker, you're going to want shotgun splash radius on this at least. And gun fire rate is very nice. And then I would recommend at least gun damage instead of pistol fire rate. And then we're using the triple amp watch for dinner. So this is just really good. Does a lot of damage. Really good shield. And then for the class mode, we're using the emergency hippopotamus. So this one has 2 in sustained reaction, so you get extra rotation on kill. And then we're using 5 in excited state, so you is really nice. And then for the roll on the class mod, you're gonna want X code rotation. X code rotation is very important here. For Harlowe, group study X automatically important thing for Harlowe. Just to keep your action skill up. And then we're using 3 Deadeye, so you get more gun critical damage, and every critical hit grants 50% more critical damage. The maximum stacks of 5 for 10 seconds, which you're always proccing this, so this is really good. And then we're using airstrike, so you get 20% more splash radius and 20% more splash damage. The splash radius is nice here. You get some extra benefits from your Swain Song, and then when you're using the linebacker, taking down crystals really nicely. And then for the skill tree, we're using 5 in parallel circuit, so you get 30% more gun damage when you activate your action skill or re-trigger it. And then 1 in quantum immortality, so you get some health regeneration. 4 in bright features, so you get 24% more fire rate. Activate or re-trigger your action skill. 1 in ripple effect, so whenever you kill an enemy, you automatically tango another enemy nearby. And then you put 3 in precision engineering, so you get 30% more crit. 1 in negative entropy, so we can get into precision engineering. 1 in concurrent, so we get action rotation per entangled enemy. 5 into indiscrete math, so we get 35% more splash damage. 2 in domino effect, because this has a chance to retrigger our entangle damage again. And this can do some pretty crazy stuff with the Swain Song. So domino effect is pretty insane here. Then our action skill itself is doing sustained reaction. And then for the green tree, we're using 5 momentum, so you get 45% more critical damage. 5 in neutron decay, so you get 10% more gun damage per stack, which is good. 3 in creative overflow, so you get 36% gun damage of the more overshoot you have. 1 in confirmative reality, so you have 1% action skill cooldown per shot. And then 1 in absolute zero. When Harlowe freezes the enemy, she receives the chance. Creating a stack of 0 point. For every stack of 0 point, her action skill duration freezes for a short amount of time. And then we're using 4 in gamma ray burst, so you get bonus radiation damage of the maximum shield capacity when you're doing your action skill. And then 1 Harlowe certainty principle, so we get critical funding. Really important, so you can infinitely shoot. And then 1 in meltdown, so we can proc neutron decay, and we get bonus radiation damage, which is really good. 5 in excited state, so you get 70% more critical damage with the class mod. 3 in distribution function, so you get shield restore damage dealt. 1 in acceleration, so you get 3% lifesteal. And 1 in refraction, so you get even more ricochets, which is nice. And then for the specializations, we're using caffeine, so you get extra cooldown when you pop your rep kit. Groundbreaker, just because it's fun. And then literally this, you get 1% gun damage per stack when you're shooting your guns and doing gun damage, which is really good. And the reason the best defense, so you get 30% damage dealt when shields are full. This actually double dips, so this is just overall a very nice skill. I hope you guys enjoy this update on Cryo Harlowe. Make sure you guys leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.